There's nothing we can do. We just have to live with it. Hello and welcome to my first podcast. I'm your host Max Röck, and today you're listening to You Can Change It or You Can Observe It. So, if you have been following my podcast, you have probably noticed that the last 2 weeks there hasn't been any episode. Yes, although I set myself up and set myself the goal at the end of last year to start a podcast and to make it a weekly podcast, which most of the year was, and it still will be. But sometimes in life there are new things, there are new challenges, there are new opportunity, there's new things arising where we have to reassess, where we have to make sure we take the time and we do the things we want to do at a certain point in time. And that's what happened to me the last 2 weeks. I was focusing on other things during the week and I wasn't able to put the time, the effort, the preparation, the work which gets into that podcast before it's released, scheduled. I didn't make myself that time. I didn't make it my priority to get those things done because I was focusing on other things. So the podcast got a hold. But I'm back now. And I will do my best to make it my priority again. To make sure I have a couple of episodes prepared before the Saturday when they are released. To make sure that if life catches up to me again, I don't have to worry to make that podcast. And I did worry, and I thought maybe I push it out Friday night, get it done in light night shift, and then I thought to myself, no, I want to build a podcast in good quality, a podcast I like, a podcast I'm proud of releasing on a Saturday. So there might be shorter episodes. There might be weeks where there will no podcast be, because I didn't force myself to get it done quickly. I want to get it right. I want to get good content out instead of just getting out something. And that also means that my usual length of a 15 to maybe 20 minute podcast could also then be shrink down to something like a 5 minute, a 10 minute podcast. But with the quality I'm happy to put it out with. So where in life are you pushing yourself to get things done just to put a tick on it? Maybe it's a gym, maybe it's a workout. So you don't need to work out an hour every day. But if you're focused on it, if you look into it, if you stay focused on it, and if you're not on your phone constantly while in the gym, focusing on what you're working out on, it will bring you much more benefit if you're able to do that for 15 to 30 minutes rather than doing a 1 hour workout while your mind is somewhere else, just scrolling through or even thinking through or scrolling all the tasks you have to do next. Be focused. And that brings me up to something I have set myself up for. In the new year, in the middle of the year on the 13th of June, I'm going to run my first marathon, the day before I turn 30 years old. But before that, I challenged myself because my coach actually brought it up at, I think, one of his podcast episodes. And not sure if you heard about it. Andy Frisella, he has a challenge called 75 Hard, which is a bunch of things on a daily basis to make sure you push through. So while I'm talking to you here, let me see if I can find the screenshot I've taken with all the tasks. So it's 2 workouts a day, so it's for 75 days. That's why it's called 75 Hard. And there's certain things you have to get done every single day in order to achieve that challenge. And if one day you fall short, the thing is, you have to start over again. And that's probably the hard part. If you fail to do the things, you have to do it over again. So the first thing is follow a diet. And he's not really specifying what diet it is. So for me, it's going to be a 16-8 diet. I'm going to eat from morning to probably 3 p.m. or so. And not going to eat for 16 hours again. I will add a few more things into that. I will think about them during Christmas, so I won't be eating any like desserts, candies, stuff like that. But apart from that, I will not really go any crazy on it. Then there's the next point on that challenge is you have to do 2 45-minute workouts. So that's a challenge I do. While I earlier said it's better to do a shorter workout and be focused on it, but in this case I want to force myself, and I will force myself into making that my priority. I make sure I'm not wasting my time with scrolling through social media or reading some useless article about some new tech gadget or whatever I'm just interested right now. It's 45 minutes twice a day, while one of the workouts has to be outside. So I'm gonna start it on the 5th of January, and it will run until the 20th of March, which I know the weather won't be beautiful outside, but that's even better, I think. It will challenge me even more to get those things done, and that's great. The next thing is no alcohol and no cheat meal. Well, no alcohol will probably be the easier part for me, because I haven't been drinking most of this year anyway. But I'm gonna do it again. So I'm not gonna be drinking from the 5th of February until March, and I think I will be drinking much less the full year anyway, until a wedding of a very, very good friend. No cheat meals. Well, sometimes I know people knowing me close, there's some chocolate I really like, I really love, and if I have it, there's no way I'm not finishing the full pack. So that's where my cheat meals come in. And as I said, I'm not really strict on the diet. And Andy in this case also says it's only following our diet, not a specific, no keto, low carb, whatever. I'm gonna be more specific over Christmas, write it down on a piece of paper. And if you follow any of my social media handles, you will see probably a screenshot, or maybe I type it up that it's easier to read. What that exact diet will be. So from the point I am right now, it will be 16-8 and no sugary stuff. So no, I don't know, pumpkin spice latte I love a lot. No frappuccinos, no candy bars, no chocolates, whatever. But apart from that, very normal. No desserts after food, but I will have normal food. I will not restrict much on that, but I'm gonna be going into more detail if that's what I need for that challenge, or if I need to increase it even more in this case. So take a progress picture every day, and I think that's actually more important than most of us think. I have done that before, and I sent a picture to when was it? To my Facebook story as well. To my Instagram story, where I have taken progress pictures over, I think, 3 months or so. And when you look at it, the difference is crazy. While if you look at yourself every day into a mirror, there's nothing changing for you. You can't see any progress, so that's why we give up. Well, if we take a progress picture every day, and that's for 75 days, and we do relentless things, we commit to it at full, and we keep pushing, we keep doing those progress pictures, and we scroll through them, maybe from day 1 to day 30, we're gonna see progress. We couldn't see the progress every single day, because there wasn't much that single day. But if you see it in 15 days, 30 days increments, there will be huge progress, which will keep you motivated. So I think that's even something you should do if you're working out, if you're following a diet, regardless, you should do it more often. That's also why I bought a scale which also includes water weight, muscle weight, body fat. Because although your weight might go up, if your muscles increase, it's nothing to be worried about. That's why I think it's very important to do those things, and I will certainly be back on them 5th of January. Another rule daily is drink a gallon of water. For those who do more metric system as I do, it's 3.78 liters or so. I track my drinking through an app called Waterminder, and I already increased that goal, what I want to drink or what I am drinking every day. And that's actually not too hard, I have to say, to drink that amount of water. It's just very, very hard when you do travel a lot. So I some days, or most days, no, not most days, every Monday I'm gonna leave the apartment at like 6ish. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later, depending where I have to travel to. And I will usually drink in the morning like a shake with vitamins, and that's probably like half a liter or so, and then another 750 milliliters of water just before I leave. And when I'm traveling, that's actually, you make sure there's a toilet somewhere around, because if you have an hour, 1.5, maybe 2 hour drive, you have to find a place to get rid of that water again, probably twice, sometimes even 3 times. So that's where it gets hard when you're traveling. Well, if you're sitting in an office or be able to have a toilet close by, the drinking, I think, wasn't that challenging, but it's very, very beneficial. You'll feel even less hunger just through drinking more water. And the last part of the challenge is reading 10 pages every day. And there's also a small side note, there's no audiobooks, they don't count, which I have a good friend, he keeps telling me that he has reading books while he's using Audible. I use Audible as well when I'm on the road, but I wouldn't really consider it actual reading, and I think that challenge also brings that out again. So that's it. If you want to be in, if we get enough people together, we probably have with other friend we have in a coaching group, he's also putting that together right now to get, I don't know, Facebook group, WhatsApp group for accountability running if you're in. I start January 5th. I would love to hear from others who want to join. Otherwise, I'm gonna be doing it on my own. Well, not on my own. It's a big group doing it anyway. So if you follow the hashtag 75hard, you will see how many people actually doing it. It's a lot. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I want to talk to you about it. And yeah, I'm gonna do another podcast episode specific on that topic when I have laid down what exactly my diet will be. And yeah, just kickstarted around the 5th of January, which is a Sunday, when I will start with a 75-hour fast into the game, which I do every first Sunday of the month. So on the 4th of January, before everything starts, I'm gonna do a solely episode on this topic, giving you the details. How it will point out, probably also what kind of books I'm gonna be reading during that time. If you read 10 pages a day for 75 days, you get through 750 pages. If I've done the math right. And that will probably equal to like 2 books or so. So I'm gonna pick 2 books around those pages. Maybe go for like 800 pages, or some days you will read more. You just make sure you always read the 10 pages. So I'm gonna push them out as well. I will also add them on the 4th of January episode into the show notes. So if you want to read them as well, feel free to kind of buy them, download them, get them shipped to yourself. But yeah, that's it from me today. So if you want to change, like I want to go get in much more shape, want to increase my ability to commit things and follow through them even though they're very, very hard, you can change it. or you can observe it. So for me, the 75 hard challenge I'm gonna start on the 5th of January is for me to bring the change in rather than observing what I could not got done. So if there's something in your life you want to do, feel free to reach out. I'm your host, Max Röck, and until next time.